Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It is the 21st of December today, and we're going to be looking at Cardano trading against Bitcoin over one-day candles. There's been a huge announcement come out for this project in the last couple of days. Charles Hoskinson and the team at IOHK announced the new 1.4 release, which came out on the 18th of December, and it's basically optimized block storage. They're going to reduce the amount of files from 1.3 million down to 50,000 files, so it'll just basically mean that running a full node is much quicker, it's far easier, it requires less storage space. They're also announcing support for Linux, and there's also been a complete rewritten wallet backend as well as a rewritten new V1 API that's going to be the new default. So they've been really busy. It's kind of starting to have a good effect on the price, and as you can see looking at the price action in general, the asset's finally broken out of this sort of long-standing falling wedge that's been tracking inside of since June. As it's been falling through, there's been sort of one sort of very key support resistance level that we're going to take a look at, and that's at around this sort of 1020 sats mark here, and then we've got a further support down at around 840 sats, and this has kind of been the sort of main key area that we've been looking at very recently at least. And as you can see, it was tracking inside of here. It sort of doubled up on this support, so this downtrending support and this 1020 sat support was a very strong area for the asset to then recover back into this sort of falling wedge shape, and then from there it continued to track until it started to trace along this sort of downtrending resistance. It found brief support along this level, but then obviously during that hashing war we had through November, it pushed it through, and then this became a very strong resisting area, and obviously as you can see here the price action ran into this lateral resistance but also the downtrending resistance, so this was a very strong area and obviously it forced the asset down. From there the asset was very low volatility, there was very little trading volume, and so the asset just began to meander sideways, and then eventually this sort of announcement came out around here, just as the asset was starting to break through, and then obviously Bitcoin has started to recover and has started to lift the rest of the market with it. Interestingly, looking at Cardano's trading volume today, you can see that it's actually very thin. It's only around $76 million. Compare that to other cryptocurrencies in the top 20, and even NEO is up at around $174 million right now. So that gives you an idea of how low the trading volume is for Cardano right now. It really appears to be that this particular asset is piggybacking off Bitcoin's performance right now. And so obviously on the RSI it's logging a strong spike in momentum, obviously as it's recovered. I think it's up at around 17% against US dollar right now. And obviously on the MACD indicator you can see there's been a bullish convergence between 12 and 26 MA, sorry. They're still below the signal line though. We're starting to make a return to the signal line, but it's still below, and we've got buying candles appearing on a histogram. But if we look at the Chaikin money flow indicator, and you'll see that buying pressure is actually decreasing overall. So as we've been tracking through the last couple of weeks, you can see that actually buying pressure has decreased through the zero line. There has been a brief spike recently, but overall we're still looking in this sort of downtrend. So yeah, it just seems like there aren't a great deal of bullish traders in this asset right now. It's very much relying on Bitcoin's performance. Interestingly though, for the third time, the price action is getting very close to breaking through the one-day Shimoku. For those of you that have seen the TAs I've done before, and we looked at Cardano when it was around this area, around the 10th of October, when all the signs were looking positive. We had a golden crossover on the one-day chart, all these things. It was looking like this asset was about to blow through this resisting Kumo at this particular point, but unfortunately the bear market kicked in and pushed us down. And then we looked at it again around the 6th of November when it was very close to breaking through it for the second time, and then again we had a massive increase in selling pressure, pushed the price action all the way down, and now we're starting to approach the Kumo for a third time. So it'll be interesting to see how this particular asset does. If we get rid of that for a second, you can see that the 100 moving average is actually lining up with our first resistance at around 1082 sats, and this is kind of around the area where the Kumo is. So this will be a very strong resistance for the asset to overcome in the short term. And if we zoom in on that a bit closer, you can see how far it is from where we are now. So we've actually just pipped over this first resistance at around 1020 sats. We've got a long wick above, so it's starting to so there's a bit of bearish selling pressure going on right now. And from where we are now, we're only about 5% away from the first, about 4.2% away from the first resistance, and we're around sort of 10% shy of breaking through the resisting Kumo. So if today's momentum can carry on and we can see further double-digit gains going into next week, then hopefully Cardano can finally break this huge resisting Kuma that's been stretched out in front of the price action since all the way back in, is it April? All the way back in June. So this will be a really huge turning point for the asset going forward. And if we can close above the 100 MA as well, that's all positive signs. So yeah, so looking fairly good. Hopefully this bull market can continue. And hopefully we don't start to capitulate again. But yeah, let me know what you think about Cardano in the comment section below. Let me know if you are bullish or bearish. And yeah, please check out the full tea at cryptovest.com and like and subscribe. Thank you.